No long intros. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm Harry. This is Tyson. Let's get
Let me
into it.
talk to you.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. So, what did you think of Monday Night Judgment Day?
Well, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, it sure fucking was. Just like it was
It's like,
last week.
it's like the two factions or what's the shows are about. SmackDown's about the Bloodline. Raw's about the Judgment Day.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a big step down if you're comparing the two.
Oh yeah, it's because the story. I mean, the story's getting there now with the whole breakup teasing.
I don't
Where
know,
yeah,
man. The way they ended it was kind of interesting. At least they're taking their time with it. I will say that. I gotta
implementing a
say,
little long-term booking.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they rush, obviously, but I guess the stuff that you can tell that they're passionate about it now because they take their time.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into it. Finn Balor opens Raw, and he's noticeably alone without Ripley, Dominic, or Priest. And then they quickly recap the tension last week between Balor and Priest and how Priest was about to cash in his briefcase, and Balor kind of screwed him out of that, and it ended with them arguing. Remember that?
Yep. As a callback to what we just saw a week
So
prior.
you're right. So then Priest says he's not over Priest causing him to, or he blames Priest for losing his match against Rollins. And he says Rollins and I have unfinished business because of Damian Priest. So then Ripley comes out because she has to talk to the boys.
She's the mediator.
Yeah, she's calming him down, and Balor just walks away. Okay.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to add to that. Sorry.
I didn't know you just stopped so abruptly.
I was waiting for you to chime in. My bad. So then Ripley turns to the crowd. She says, "What you saw there was all business. I'm still the most dominant." Blah blah blah. Whatever. Fuck her. And then Ray tries, not Ray. I keep calling him Ray. Dominic tries to talk, and then he's booed out of the building. And then Rollins comes out with some fucking buffalo wings. No, I'm not making that up. He literally comes out with buffalo wings. He's munching on buffalo wings. The world heavyweight champion, the guy is just as important as Roman, is eating buffalo wings.
Well, it's because they were in Buffalo.
No,
Number one.
it's not.
Number
It's
two,
not.
Roman Reigns could have got away with eating buffalo wings, but I'll tell you what, the Tribal Chief is not eating flats. Tribal Chief is all drums. Rollins was eating flats like a pussy.
Flats are the best part.
See, what are you even talking about? You get all drums.
No
All
way.
drums.
Drums are easy.
Who
Flats are a
wants
challenge.
flats? They're like, yeah, you got to do work. There's like no meat on them. You got to get all between the bones and rip the little wishbone thing. It's too much work.
You don't have to rip it off. You just take off the little cartilage piece at the end and just slide it off.
Yeah, there's some people who have this like technique where they can just slide the whole meat off
Mm-hmm.
in one thing.
That's me.
But see,
I got some sucking abilities.
you do have some sucking ability. You need to be eating drums. You shouldn't even be knowing how to do that because you eat drums only. That's what I do.
I
I
like
order all drums.
I like them both actually. I like the variety.
When I'm saving money, I like to do. I'll, I'll have flats. Like I'm okay with them, but you know, I like the all. I like the all drums. Like when I go to, my favorite places to get the wings are Pluckers and Wingstop. Buffalo Wild Wings, I've recently learned, is a ripoff.
Oh yeah, they're awful. Unfortunately, in some places, that's like the only place that you can get like wings.
I feel sorry for those places.
Yeah. We've got some place I can't remember the other name, but I did find out that there's a wing stop. It's not super duper close, but next time I get wings, I think I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, they're good. They're good because they have so many flavors. They got big wings.
Yeah. Well, I remember
Um,
eating them in high school. Yeah.
yeah, Wingstop is the joint. Now, not to be outdone by like there. I don't know if you have one there, but there's this place called Twin Peaks, which
I've
is
never
like a
been.
Hooters ripoff.
I've never
Well, I don't
been,
know.
but
Maybe they're better than Hooters, but
yeah, I do have one, but unfortunately the lady friend doesn't.
I was gonna say, unironically, and being serious, they actually do have good wings. It used to be a joke. Oh, I go there for the wings. This place actually does have good wings.
I really like Hooters wings. I know
Yeah, it's like
they're kind
I'm
of
being
polarizing.
serious. The wings are good.
I like how it has that like crispy fucking skin shit that probably takes 5 years off your life.
Yeah, it's like so good. I'd even order it to go. I wouldn't even eat in.
Hmm. Yeah, hell yeah. I used to go there alone, like a fucking dork.
Oh, that's always great. I used to
Yeah.
go. There was a Twin Peaks close to my job. I used to go there on my lunch break. You got the girls sitting on, not on you, but sitting by you because they think you're some poor schmuck. Oh, look at him. I could probably get some money out of him. Bitch, I just want my wings. I ain't, I ain't fun no games. Just get my wings, bitch. But yeah,
Anyway,
that's our wing breakdown. It was gonna
that
have
is
to
the wing
happen.
breakdown. So fuck whatever Rollins had to say. Dominic, he did this thing where he snapped. Um, he tried to talk. He was outbooed by the audience, and then Rollins came out. And then as soon as Rollins started talking, Dominic goes, "No, no, no, not this time. No." Got to give him credit, especially where it's due. That was really awesome. I wanted more of that. Unfortunately, he went back to his stiff delivery. He went back to being Dominic. But anyway, after that, I kind of lost interest, especially after seeing the wings. And then we learned that Rollins and Dominic are going to wrestle again, which,
Yes, having a rematch, which
oh
I'm sure
boy.
was a Vince thing. Because,
Yeah.
the community, oh, it's Vince McMahon. It was all over the show. You got to
Just a
get
little
that out there.
irritating.
And I do want to say, by the way, because, no one in the community is going to admit this, but, they talk about, oh, Vince McMahon's all over Raw, all over SmackDown. Well, is it a coincidence that SmackDown has a higher rating than they've ever had in years? Is that Vince McMahon too?
I thought you
Raw's
said
having higher ratings.
the word on the street is Triple H is doing SmackDown.
Oh, it's changed now because some bad things. Some people started disliking SmackDown, so they had to
Oh, okay.
start saying Vince is over there too.
What's there to dislike
And
about SmackDown?
it was just the changes. We talked about a couple weeks. They cut a Shotzi match, and then
Oh,
so Vince McMahon.
you mean you mean to tell me? Okay.
Yeah, Vince McMahon is worried about Shotzi.
Wow.
And
Imagine being in a position in your life where you're worried about Shotzi.
well, what I'm saying is SmackDown last week with the Bloodline thing,
Mm-hmm.
they pulled almost a 3 rating. Like it was like a
Oh, I don't
2.9
give
or
a shit
something
about
like
all
that.
that.
I'm just saying they pulled a 2.9, which is like the highest rating in the last like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But no one was when that rating came out. No one was saying Vince McMahon. Then that's all I was pointing out. You talk about Vince was running the show, but you get the highest rating you've seen in 3 years. But now no one wants to talk about Vince McMahon.
I just think that the good stuff is really good. It's just unfortunately the bad stuff is so numerous or overwhelming that kind of drowns out the good stuff. I don't know. And then you have like a
Yeah, I
hundred
can
fucking
say.
people in this company, and Judgment Day is all throughout this 3 hour show.
I can say this time I actually saw what you're talking about. Like, yeah, this show consisted of Judgment Day, Imperium, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. Like that's the that's the this show. That's the show.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much throughout weeks, that's really all it is.
Well, here's the
Those
thing though.
and
Imperium had a segment. Zayn and Owens, they had a backstage segment, and then they had a match. I think. Well, I'm sure we'll get to it if I'm wrong. But Judgment Day was literally in like almost every segment. I think the only segment they weren't in was the Miz, the Miz's segment.
well, they were in every segment in the first hour. Every segment.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like the second hour that they missed a segment.
So moving on, we get, or did you have anything else?
Nope.
All right. So Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre, they come out. They're going to beat the Imperium. And after Riddle's entrance, the Judgment Day have a little backstage thing. Priest tells Ripley that what she did went exactly how he explained to her it was going to go. And then Ripley tells him that they need to be men and talk. And Priest said he already did that, but he's going to try one last time. Of course, he had to throw some Spanish into there.
Yep.
And then we get Drew McIntyre and Riddle beating Imperium. Gunther comes out with his boys. And I just wanted to say that there is a new Gunther music video that I.
We're coming to this now.
I thought you'd like that. So there's a part where Graves said that Gunther's worried about McIntyre, but the last time we saw McIntyre was when he got beat by Gunther, and he also beat Sheamus at the same time. So I don't understand what he was worried about.
Well, it's going to be a one-on-one, so that's different. That's not even the most blatant of it all.
No, what's the most blatant?
Gunther. The Matt Riddle thing later on.
Okay. Speaking of Matt Riddle, I do like his little rolling gut wrench suplexes. I like rolling suplexes in general, so I still don't like his painted fingernails, but the rolling suplexes are great. And then there was this little spot that they did where Riddle asked McIntyre to assist him as if McIntyre was a turnbuckle, and I swear he probably could have jumped himself and got just as high. I could be wrong.
You know, gives you the tag team illusion there.
That was stupid. And I thought Kaiser was awesome. There was a part where he was just beating the shit out of both Riddle and McIntyre, and I'm just sitting there thinking, why aren't they using this guy more? Why are they making him a goof? Vinci, I get. he's kind of boring. But Kaiser's Jesus.
Kaiser's a sports entertainer.
Yeah, well, not even that. He's a great wrestler. Like seriously, if they just dropped Vinci and just made it Kaiser and Gunther and just have them just be dominant.
Well, I mean, you're halfway to your wish, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Um, where are we at?
Riddle
So
and Gunther.
McIntyre, there's a spot where he looks straight at Gunther and then he does his power bomb. So he's poking the bear, and then Gunther tries to correct that, but then Matt Riddle hits him with the knee. He cheap shots him. Gunther's back was turned. He's trying to drag McIntyre out of the ring, and Riddle just hits him in the back with his knee, like a coward. And then McIntyre hits Vinci with a Claymore for the win.
He took him to Claymore Country.
So after the match, there's this interesting little interaction where Gunther just berates Vinci. He just tears him a new asshole. And then Kaiser gives him a look like, oh, I'm so glad that wasn't me. And then he leaves.
Well, he was Kaiser looked at him like
He was
you're such a
disgusted.
disappointment.
Yeah.
But it's like you lost too.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm not getting yelled at, so
That's what I'm saying. He had to have thought that.
And that reminded me when Gunther back in the Vince McMahon era, because Vince. Gunther, when Kaiser used to lose matches, Gunther would literally like chop him as punishment. And I thought they were gonna kind of bring that back. I thought, oh, Vincey's about to get his ass chopped. But
Okay.
they didn't do it. Like it was literally like a whooping. Like he'd rip his shirt off and tell him put his hands behind his back.
I've seen the videos, but I didn't know the context.
Yeah, that's because he was losing a match.
And I know at one point,
it was corporal punishment or something.
And I know at one point Gunther and Kaiser kind of feuded in NXT.
Well, this was main roster. On the main roster, this happened. Like he would rip his shirt off, make him put his hands behind his back, and then he'd just have to take the chop.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And I thought this was about to happen to Vinci, but nope.
Maybe they're building to that. Either that or they're building to Vinci getting kicked out. I mean, I don't mind him. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Just they need to be treated more seriously. Maybe one of the 20 Judgment Day segments, maybe you can use that to build your other teams.
They could just win matches.
That too, yeah.
That'd be nice.
So anything else with Gunther McIntyre at all?
No, I am looking forward, like I said, to the match. Just because I know they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Drew McIntyre, but I think the match overall will be awesome. And it's going to be a Gunther match. It's usually one of the best, if not the best, on the card.
Yeah, I just hope they stay. I'm like worried that this match they're going to do an interference because it's Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to have him lose clean. But I'm hoping they do the clean victory. Gunther just straight out beats you, no interference or anything.
Right. And that's how it should be.
Yes.
Or if he needs to use dirty-handed tactics, he should like rake his eyes or some shit. He shouldn't need other people. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like he should like fucking kick his knees from under him.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. Do it by himself.
Mm-hmm. That I would accept that. I wouldn't like it, but because I like that he wins clean. I like that he's just something that nobody can beat legitimately.
Yep, he's a monster.
So after that, we get more fucking Judgment Day. It's Priest and Balor backstage. Priest tells Balor that he never intended to cash the Money in the Bank briefcase during his match with Rollins, and then they just ultimately agree to clean the slate. And the only thing is, Balor he wants first dibs at Rollins, and Priest is okay with that. And then Priest said something about how he had it covered, and he holds up his briefcase, and Finn has this weird look on his face, and I gotta say I didn't quite get that. Did you?
Well, yeah. So the way I interpreted it as when Priest said, "Either way, we got it," I thought Finn was like, "What? You don't think I can do it? You said you got a backup plan, but you don't really believe in me."
Okay. All right. I can buy that. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. So then we get a Bloodline recap, another SmackDown recap on Raw, and then we get Owens and Zayn backstage. The lady asks them what's next after beating everybody in the tag team division. Zayn basically says, "Come one, come all," and then because why not? Ripley and Dominic interrupt, and I don't even know what they said. Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They didn't really say nothing.
So then I was just thinking, there's two things I was thinking throughout the week, or at least before I saw Raw and SmackDown. Where the fuck is Indus Sher, and where the fuck is Bobby Lashley? And hey, what do you know? Both of them were answered today or this week.
Yeah.
So we get an Indus Sher vignette. There's rain. They're on a fucking mountain. There's trees and lightning. It's awesome. Ginger says victory is an illusion of fools. And then Senga and Veer, they say some scary shit in Indian or whatever language that they speak. And then I'm wondering, are they, because it was so precarious after the Zane's basically saying, hey, whoever wants to step up, like, do you think that they're positioning into Cher to challenge Zane and Owens next?
That's what I was saying. It looks like they're building them to take the titles off in the crown
At
jewel or whatever the
SummerSlam?
hell.
Oh, Crown Jewel's a whiles away, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow build.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to get on the SummerSlam card in this year. That is.
Why is that?
It's too soon.
Okay.
Like it's too soon to be thrusted into a title picture already.
Okay.
They're slow building them, so they're going to do it, and then by the time Crown Jewel comes in September, no, and this year they'll probably have to win some kind of turmoil match or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree with you. I think the last time we saw them was they had a sloppy match with Benjamin and Alexander. At least I thought it was sloppy.
It was a
I get
little off.
I get where they were going with it, but it was just weird. And I just think that they need to be just monsters. And I wish that Veer would use more of his kickboxing. They 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 talk about how he's a former kickboxer, but I couldn't tell. Could you?
No, I didn't know that either. Till till this very moment, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, I wish he would do more of that. But I think after the only team that they've really beaten was Alexander and Benjamin, so I do think they needed a little bit more under their belt before they can challenge for the titles, or at least that's what I'd like to see. I don't want to see them fast tracked.
Yeah, so I think that's it gets a slow build, but it was a nice little video package show. I'll give them that.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was
I didn't really understand what they were saying, but
oh, I didn't either. They were
it was
just
awesome.
basically saying how awesome they are and how everybody's weaker than they are, and it was very the production value made it very 90s. Kind of remind me of
Yeah,
like a WCW vignette.
yeah, it was great.
Yep. So after that, I'm going to tag you in for Dominic and Rollins.
So Dominic and Rollins match never even really started. We got an early brawl, and Judgment Day they start to beat up Rollins. Out comes Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and we set up a main event match, 6-man tag.
Because we need more Judgment Day later.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, the bell never even rang, so it was like a clickbait. You may be muted, but I'll keep going.
Oh, my bad. So we get one of those the fake match turned into a main event later.
Yeah,
Because again, we need more Judgment Day.
of course. To this point, Judgment Day has been in every segment.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they've guaranteed that they will be in the later segment.
Yep.
So after that, we get Ricochet and Logan Paul. They go face to face, and I gotta say, after seeing Ricochet's shirt, I lost interest. What'd you think?
Gotcha here. So, starts off with Ricochet. He's in the ring. Uh, Ricochet has a mic, so uh oh. But it
Yeah, he's
actually
not the
wasn't.
best on the mic, is he?
No, it actually wasn't that bad. Although he kept calling Logan Paul homie, like it's in the '90s. But and he was even dropping homeboys. Like, see, that's why you don't get the mic.
What is Ricochet? Is he a homeboy?
I think he is, or at least half
Okay, not that it
enough to be
matters.
able to say homeboy.
Sure.
So yeah, Ricochet. He starts off by thanking the fans, and he says essentially that what he does because he wants the fans to go home and say Ricochet was the highlight of the night, and send them home happy. Yada yada yada. Out comes Logan Paul, and uh, Logan Paul. They're kind of setting up this thing so that they're gonna wrestle at SummerSlam. But the gist of Logan Paul's promo was, you know what, Ricochet, you're all about the likes and the clicks and the going viral. I'm a I'm a serious professional wrestler. I don't care about any of that stuff. That's that's what he was saying to Ricochet, by the way.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
And so Ricochet he challenges Logan Paul to a match.
Stupid.
Yeah, Ricochet he challenges Logan Paul to a match, and again Logan Paul said, that doesn't work for me, right? Because again, you only care about going viral. That doesn't work for me. I don't want a match. At this point, Ricochet he plays back a thing that he did in NXT. If you saw the short, you know what I'm talking about. For for whatever reason, when Logan Paul talks about all you care about is going viral, Ricochet from the center or from inside the ring, he runs and then does a flip over the ropes, lands on his feet like a superhero in front of Logan Paul. It was a callback to NXT when he did it with Velveteen Dream. Let me tell you a little
Oh,
bit of, I know, right? Let me tell you a little bit of history about that. So, Velveteen Dream and Ricochet, they were in a little feud, and the whole feud was Dream saying, I can. Well, Dream was infatuated with Logan Paul's, or I'm sorry, Ricochet's athleticism, and he says, anything you can do, I can do better because I'm just as athletic as you. So he comes out one day and he says that very thing. The Dream can do anything that you can do. Ricochet, he hits the ropes, does the flip over the ropes, and lands on his feet. Now, when he did it in NXT, he lands on his feet, he walks straight up to the mic and says, "Your move." So it's much cooler than what happened here. So that's just this history. So we fast forward to Monday Night Raw. He does the flip. He lands, does the superhero stick, and then Logan Paul takes his glasses off. He says, that was cool, but that's what I'm talking about. You just care about going viral." He says, "See, it doesn't work for me." And he starts to walk off. Ricochet grabs him. They do a little brawl, and the segment ends with Ricochet laying out Logan Paul, and Logan Paul looking at him and like, this motherfucker got me. So this is the build for the match.
Just out of curiosity, did Roman quote unquote get him when they were building up for Crown Jewel?
What? Who?
Roman get when they were Logan Paul. Wasn't
What
it
do you mean
Crown
did he
Jewel?
get him?
Ricochet got the best of Logan Paul. Logan Paul was on his ass.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen with Roman?
They weren't physical until the match.
I thought they did get physical.
No, they did the pushing and shoving at the press conference, but
But no, he knocked out Jey.
oh, yeah.
So he knocks out Jey. But Ricochet has no issues with them. You see where I'm going with this?
I mean, it's just he. It was a brawl. He caught him off guard. He hit him with a sliced bread
It's
on the
fucking
outside.
Ricochet.
I know, but his back was turned when he got attacked. I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
But that's the segment. So there you go. The highlight of that whole segment was Ricochet flipping over the top rope and landing on his feet.
I guess. The
But
highlight for me was when it was over.
okay. And you know, I did take extra notes during that segment because I knew you weren't going to watch.
Fuck no. I'm so glad LA Knight's not involved with this fucker.
Yeah, I got
At
it
least not
wrong,
yet.
but it seems like it was a good call
Yeah.
that I got wrong.
So anything else?
Nope, that was it between them.
All right, we got Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, this is her debut, right?
No, she's been on. She had
No. This is her
She
in-ring
had like
debut.
2 matches.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae, I believe,
Oh. Okay.
before she teamed up with Trish.
Okay. Well, fuck. Help me.
Well, it was just a little squash match. I don't even remember who she was. Oh no, wait, that's Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae. They were squash matches, so you wouldn't need to have remembered them. They both lasted under a minute. So we had Zoe Stark versus Becky Lynch. I do want to point out, I do like Zoe Stark's theme music.
Does she have, or does Io Sky have competition now? Would you say?
I wouldn't go that far.
No.
I mean, the opening, dun, 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 what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but I don't know. I would say EO still has far and away the best theme music.
Okay.
But it is a good theme song.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And the only thing I know is that Becky Lynch lost.
Yep, I was actually surprised that they gave Zoe Stark a win here. I thought Becky Lynch was going to win, but we got an interference from Trish Stratus, and Zoe Stark got the roll up.
Yeah, a rare NXT victory.
Yep.
You know, they're trying to. We're discussing how NXT could be a third brand, right? But they're still treating the NXT people that come up kind of like losers. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, they got to pay their dues. Oh, and by the way, Judgment Day was also on NXT, and they beat Carmelo Hayes, the now champion of that whole show.
Oh, good.
And yeah, Finn Balor pinned him clean again.
So Finn Balor wants to feud with Carmelo Hayes and Seth Rollins. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, as I understand, it was they called out Finn Balor, and Finn Balor accepted and said the whole Judgment Day is going to be there.
Okay,
So that's why they were there.
gotcha. Any more on Stark and Lynch? I don't think we did anything.
No, I mean that was
Okay.
pretty much it.
Yeah, Lynch lost. Whatever.
There wasn't a lot to break down there.
There was a backstage segment that with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins, and there was just too much fake nervous energy for me. I, Seth Rollins was fake pacing, and we got to do this, we got to do this, and then Owens was doing his fake. Oh, I know I've been trying to hold my temper, and Sami Zayn said, "Oh, we've been dealing with the Judgment Day for months." But he's been dealing with Imperium for months. And then it was the Bloodline. I don't specifically remember when Zayn and Owens were messing with the Judgment Day. Do you?
No, they've been around. Oh, I guess we do need to go back to the Judgment Day segment with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Rhea Ripley. So as they were saying, we they were saying about the competition, they could face the Street, and this is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They can face the Street Profits. They can face whoever. Um, that's when Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day or Dom they came into the picture and said, "You didn't mention the Judgment Day. Any one of us can take the titles from you guys." So that was important because they might be setting up that as a SummerSlam thing. And then Rhea Ripley says something about
Wait. Where are they setting it up?
I don't know Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus like maybe Dom and Damian Priest.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so she said that Dom is Dominic is from the prison and his cardio is he never runs out of energy with his cardio. And then as they leave, Kevin Owens is like, What does she mean by that?" And he's like, and he said, "Oh no." Sami Zayn said, "What does she mean by that?" Kevin Owens said, "Well, he's probably running around the yard when he was in prison." He's like, "Oh, I thought she meant something else." He's like, "What'd you think she meant?" And then he whispered in Kevin Owens' ear. He's like, "Oh, I could see that." Probably talking about, Dom can go all night.
Either that or he's talking about all the guys that visited Dom in his cell. Fresh
Well,
meat, new fish.
taking the round pound.
Yeah.
Well, it was important to go back there to tell that so that this match now make or this little segment makes sense
Okay.
about what they're going to do to take over the Judgment Day or combat the Judgment Day.
So what did they decide?
Well, Kevin Owens, he just suggested that they punch him in the face over and over again.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins was like, "Yeah, let's do that." So, yeah.
Alpha Academy had a graduation ceremony for Maxine Dupree, and I lost interest when I saw that Dupree had a full gown on. And then Viking Raiders, they interrupt it, and the deer steals Maxine Dupree's leather jacket that she earned for being such a star pupil for Chad Gable. Anything you want to add to that?
Uh, no, this is just like sports entertainment at its highest peak. Like comedy relief segment of the night, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
But I
it
will
was
say the crowd seems to be really behind Maxine Dupree. I wonder why that is.
right. There was this nice little line where Chad Gable says, "You need to take off that gown and put on this leather jacket." Or I'm assuming
Yeah.
he did. I was fast forwarding. I saw that, but
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said. So he's like, there's a tradition within the Alpha Academy. And then he's like, Otis. And then Otis takes off his gown. He's all stripping and dancing, doing the
mhm.
belly dance thing. Oh, yeah. And then sports entertainment. Then he puts on the leather jacket. I don't know. I laughed because he couldn't get on the jacket. He was like flailing around trying to get the jacket. And I laughed. I don't know. It reminded me of like the gyrations or the mannerisms that Chris Farley would do when he's like
Mhm.
wrestling around with a jacket. I don't know.
Yeah, fat guy in a little coat.
Yeah, just it got me.
He kind of reminds me of a live action version of the Kool-Aid Man,
Oh, oh man, if he could run through a wall and do that, oh yeah, that would be great.
right? So apparently the Viking Raiders have unfinished business with Alpha Academy.
Yeah, those dastardly Viking Raiders in Valhalla interrupted the graduation. How dare they?
How dare
Then they
they?
took the jacket. Those dastardly heels.
Dastardly.
And then next week there will be a Viking something.
Well, hopefully they'll get their comeuppance.
Yeah, there's like a Viking warship match or something. I
Oh,
don't
for fuck's sake.
know. I don't know. More Maxine Dupree on the screen. That's all you need to know.
All right. So we have Shayna Baszler versus Emma. So this whole thing starts with Shayna's backstage. She's just holding a deck of cards that just have spades in them. I don't. Okay. Very on the nose. So
Hmm.
Emma talks about how I guess she had a match with Ronda at one point, and she encourages Baszler to finish what they started. And Baszler's like, "We? Yeah, you and me. Go kick Ronda's butt." It's like, you know what? How about I just take it out on you in the ring? Paraphrasing, of course. So then they have the match, and sure enough, Shayna just makes short work of Emma. And I don't even know, did she just choke her out?
Yeah, careful to clutch.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
aka rear naked choke.
Yeah, she just choked her. So then Ronda comes out, of course, after the match, and she starts fighting with Baszler. And after that, Ronda, she just stands tall. And I gotta say, this has the potential to be a fucking awesome match after seeing their little exchange here. Just because they both know how to fight for real.
Hmm.
So I think they know how to fake fight more realistically, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like Ronda was doing the judo throws. Baszler got her in the care fucker clutch, and
Careful to
then
clutch.
yeah, and then Ronda did the judo throw, and then just started wailing on her. But it wasn't. I mean, obviously you could tell she wasn't like really wailing on her, but she was. It was believable looking. It was solid. So I think I don't know, man. I could be wrong. I could be eating my words come SummerSlam, but this might be a show stealer, at least in the women's division.
Well, I will say it's starting to become a heavy topic in the community. By the way, you heard it here first. I'm gonna say we were the first ones to say this. Not tooting our own horn, but if you're subscribed as you should be, and hit the like. By the way, hit the like button, and comment below something. We'll get back to the comment below thing later. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're closing in on 500 subs. We really want to get there by SummerSlam. And SummerSlam. What did I say? Yeah, that's it. That's the goal.
Yeah, you got it right. You're good.
That's the mission, everybody. We're
You're
trying to
good,
get to
player.
500 by SummerSlam. So if you want to help out with that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But yes, you heard it here first. We were the first ones to say that this match probably maybe be in a fight pit. Now, I jokingly said maybe they do like a real UFC fight, and then we settled on it being in a fight pit. Now it's starting to pick up steam in the community that maybe these two are going to be in a fight pit at SummerSlam.
Well, I suggest a fight pit at a UFC event, which you left at. Maybe rightly
Wow.
so, but
It's okay. I was saying that they're going to have a real UFC fight. And
yeah,
but we honed it in. I said that's just a joke, or that was a fantasy book.
right.
But realistically, they probably settle on a fight pit. We were the first ones ahead of that. Night one, we said that, and now
Yeah,
it's
at
starting
least
to
some
pick up
sort of cage
steam in the
match.
community.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. If they keep it up like it is, because I don't as much as fun as it is to see Ronda get knocked out, and boy, it is fun. I do like it when it's not one sided, and it's been kind of one sided so far. But after Raw, man, I'm really excited for this match, and I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, and apparently this is Ronda Rousey's exit match, so she wants to put on something special and put over Shayna.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that she's willing to just ruin it before it even fucking happens.
What do you mean?
Well, if you know that she's going to put over Shayna, then why even have the match?
Well, you don't know that. I'm just saying she is exiting after this. Oh well, word
That's
on
what
the
you
street
just
is
said. She's wanting to put over Shayna.
that's just speculation. She didn't say
Okay.
that. It would just make sense that that's what she wants to do on her way out.
That's what you just
But
said. She said she called you and told you specifically.
she slid in my DMs,
Yeah. Ronda Rousey.
sent me some twat pictures.
She said, "Hey, I saw you guys on YouTube." And I said, "Man, this is the best show that has 300 subscribers I've ever seen. Let me tell you all the secrets about my career."
I want you guys to have me as a source. I elect you to have me as a source.
All right. Anything else on Ronda and Shayna?
Nope. But you heard it here first.
You did
Remember
hear it
that.
here first. So moving on, we get Cody Rhodes coming out, and I don't know, he just talks about sucking, or just talks about how great the crowd is. Then he talks about how Brock's a mountain and the sum of all fears. Then he challenges him again at SummerSlam. And then I guess he says he wants to see him next week. And he says you could either shake my hand or we can fight again. And he said something about how if you shake my hand, you'll see that it's not personal. But it's like, the dude broke your arm. How is that not personal?
I
Intentionally
don't
broke
know.
his arm.
I don't know. I guess he's just saying it's not personal. It's just business.
He threw a keg at his arm. That's what broke it.
He's still
In a
saying it's not
backstage
personal.
attack. Okay.
You gonna tell him that it's not personal? If he's saying it's not personal, it's not personal.
I think he's lying. I don't think he's telling the truth.
Or maybe that's just to piss Brock off. You damn right it's personal.
I don't know. It's just this was a little flat for me.
Well, he did also say during this promo that once he conquers Brock, he is next in line. So
Oh yeah, he
there
did
was
say that.
that's pretty much the stick out of the whole thing is he said he's next in line.
Next in line for what though? So do you think the entire story is just or his trajectory is going to be getting title shots, but then somebody else kind of fucks him over, and then he feuds with them maybe until Royal Rumble?
Saying they just play this song and dance until Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, because we're obviously too early. If they're trying to get him to WrestleMania 40, we're obviously too early to start the Roman Reign pursuit.
Right.
So, but he's already saying he's next in line. So someone's gonna have to screw him over, and then he's gonna have to feud with that person.
Which to me, he would be next in line for Rollins' belt. So then it would kind of be like the tag team match he had with Roman and Sikoa with Lesnar. You know, when they did the whole entrances and the introductions, and then they just screwed him over.
Yeah.
I think it would be like that. Or Cody's about to beat Rollins, and then somebody interferes.
I don't know. Maybe Cody should beat Rollins.
I don't know. I mean,
And then that's how you get to Roman Reigns. You have him. I don't know. That never mind. That doesn't sound like a good idea now that I say it out loud. What I was gonna say is
so
then
Cody can have 4 belts.
you do a unification match because he still
Oh
wants
God!
you still want the WWE title, but then that puts us right back where we were.
Right.
So yeah, that didn't make sense.
Cody will be the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what they do there. I guess they're just gonna have to hold off on Cody Rhodes until the Royal Rumble, and then he's gonna have to win the Rumble again, and then that gets him the Roman.
So then, well, he's not going to be a surprise. So maybe he starts off at 1.
Does it right this time? I don't know if you're saying he needs to be number 1, but you can't be number 30.
There's nothing wrong with number 30. He made the most of it. He almost won.
You know who made the most of it? Gunther coming out at
He
number
sure as fuck
1.
did. Gunther was a fucking stud.
Yeah, coming out at number 1 and lasting the whole thing.
Gunther's the best.
He made it. He made a name for himself.
He sure as shit did.
But
Anything else on Cody?
yeah, I don't know what you do with him. But we got more time to talk about that later.
Well, I mean, I'm here for it. Usually his stuff's the best, aside from the Dominic stuff. Well, that wasn't Rhodes' fault.
Yeah.
So after that, we get Ciampa versus The Miz in a no disqualification match. That was actually pretty good. That was until Bronson Reed came out to give a tsunami. Go ahead, say it.
Tsunami
To Ciampa to help Miz get the win. So I remember Reed started off by working for the Miz. So are they going in reverse with him? And is he working with the for the Miz again? Or is this just like a one-time thing? What do you think?
I think. I mean, my guess is this is just a short term thing, just so they can get DIY back together and do that at SummerSlam, maybe. The
Okay.
Miz and the Miz and Bronson Reed versus DIY at SummerSlam. That would be my guess.
All right. So after that, we get Liv Morgan and No Definition Rodriguez. I think they were backstage. I don't know. I skipped it. I do know that Ripley came because we need more Judgment Day sprinkled into to a segment.
Well, we've had a couple segments without the Judgment Day, so
Did you catch anything important here?
Rhea Ripley, she's face to face with Raquel, and she said basically what she's saying for been saying for weeks: stay out of my business. And you got Raquel looking down towards Rhea Ripley, so they're doing their little face off because WWE wants you to know this is what's happening at SummerSlam. And then Liv Morgan says something to the effect of, "Oh, I think you're mistaken in the fact that you think we're afraid of you, but we're not." So I don't know where she plays into this whole thing, but
Do you think she sells her panties on eBay?
I would, if she did, I would know about it. I will just say that.
Okay. Okay.
I'd be the number one buyer.
All right. So after that,
Thank you. I'd be the number one pupil.
so after that nonsense,
I want them
Sonya.
used too, like right after the match. Don't go washing them.
Well, of course. You might as well just go to Walmart and save some money.
No. Right after your match, just you package it up and ship it out.
That's what I'm saying. If it's not going to be used, then you as the buyer might as well just go to Walmart.
Oh, that's just weird. You can't go to
I
Walmart.
know. It's weird to just get anyway. So Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green beat Katana Chance and the other one, Carter.
Kate and Carter, because
Yeah.
those NXT debuts. Now they're just jobbing out to Chelsea Green.
This isn't their debut.
No, I'm just saying this is not their debut, but they just debuted.
Yeah. And I don't think they've won yet, have they?
They won a match.
Okay. So after that, we get McIntyre and Riddle backstage. Byron Saxon asked how it felt to stick it to Imperium. McIntyre says that he's here to stop them. And then Riddle reveals that he is wrestling Gunther next week. That would be Monday. And then McIntyre tries to talk him out of it because he's not going to be in town. And then he says something about how he knows that Riddle can handle Gunther one-on-one, but all three of them will overwhelm him.
And this is where I was talking about earlier.
What do
That
you
statement right there. Remember I said there was a ridiculous statement later on that I had more of an issue with? That's the statement right there.
Yeah, did he not watch the fucking match?
Yeah, Gunther just beat him clean.
He whooped his ass clean.
Like what? But yeah. Oh, if Imperium wasn't there. No, he just beat him pretty clean. As clean as it can be.
So then Riddle says that Pierce barred Kaiser and Vinci from ringside. And I'm like, so? But this appeased McIntyre. Oh, all right then. It's okay.
Yeah.
Then I guess they're going to go drink and have gay sex later.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
Don't worry, I got you.
And I didn't watch the main event. I was too much Judgment Day.
Well, you may be surprised here. I didn't watch it either,
Okay.
but Judgment Day won.
They did win. They pinned Sami Zayn, and there was a moment where Finn and Priest, they kind of came face to face, and then Priest starts to smirk, and then he hugs Finn, and they all raise each other's hands. So it looks like they're all on the same page, and that's what we end with. And that's our Monday Night Raw this week.
Yep. Judgment Day's on the same page. And it took them a 3-hour show, most of the segments of that 3-hour show, to fix it.
Yeah, they're on the same page in most of the segments.
But like I said, you can see that they're trying to do Bloodline on SmackDown, Judgment Day on Raw. That's like your two factions. So they're trying to, I don't know. It's almost like they're trying to mimic what's happening on SmackDown, especially since they're got almost a 3 rating for the Bloodline segment.
Yeah, but there's nobody in the Judgment Day that's even remotely as interesting as the entire Bloodline.
I said trying.
Trying or not.
They can still try. And they
Well,
better it's
they
might as
could
well try than to not try.
they could try to do something different instead of rehashing literally the same story that they're currently doing.
I don't know. At least they're trying something.
They're not trying something. They're being lazy. They're doing the same storyline on 2 different shows. How is that trying?
Well, you don't have anybody on Raw that you could really build a big storyline around.
Gunther.
Mm.
I'm serious. You can, and I'm not just saying that because I want his nipples. I want to carry his child. But I'm serious. You could do like a fucking, I don't know, just like the old karate movies where you had the British guy that was just beating the shit out of all the Chinese people, and the whole movie was about how they had to beat the British guy. And so
Talking about Bloodsport?
Huh?
So you talking about Bloodsport?
I think. Well, I'm speaking specifically about Ip Man. I think it was 2.
What?
It's a movie.
I don't even know what you said.
Ip
You ever
Man.
seen
IP
The Protector? That's a pretty good one.
with the elephants.
Yeah, that dude whooping the people's ass over an elephant.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I like when he used the bones.
I like the phone booth part where they're fighting in the bath stall.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah. Anyway, that's just random. And then he does that like flying knee off of the building into the helicopter.
And lives.
All over an elephant.
That's important. Lives.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on Raw?
No, we'll see what happens next week. See if it's more Judgment Day every up and down the show.
All right. Well, we're moving on to SmackDown. You want to sing the theme song for me?
No. Not this week. I haven't had it. my throat's kind of dry right now, so I can't do it.
All right. We get a brief shot of Jey walking into the building, and that's it. And then Belair, she opens up the evening in the ring. Well, she had an entrance. She didn't just start off in the ring. For some reason, the stupid North Carolina fans are cheering for her. She said that people say that patience is a virtue, but man, it's been really hard for her. She's tired of waiting for something that's hers. Asuka has her title. Charlotte comes, and with a straight face, she says, "No disrespect to Asuka," but she thinks Belair is going to win. Like, this whole thing has been a disrespect to Asuka to me.
Well, yeah, they're really making Oscar an afterthought in this whole thing.
This whole thing.
When she's
From,
the champ,
yeah.
everything should be focused around her.
And even, well, we'll get to it, but yeah, just a complete side character. And I just don't get it. I didn't think anything was worse than her winning her first title because Becky got knocked up. I thought that was really fucking cheesy because I don't think she had the belt for long.
Yeah, I forget how long that reign was. It was a decent little run.
If I remember correctly,
I mean,
she lost it fairly quickly, but then she won it again, and that reign was lengthier. I could be wrong. John, let me know.
I mean, it wasn't the NXT Oscar reign or anything like that, but
no. But think about it, though. She was over 900 days undefeated, and then this is what we have left of her.
Yeah. So, and now she's an afterthought. Yeah. And I will say, we weren't doing the show then, so we can say it now. Charlotte Flair shouldn't even have beat her at WrestleMania. She should have stayed undefeated. At least for a little bit.
Yeah.
They built her up all this on the NXT. She didn't even lose the title on NXT. She left undefeated.
Yeah, she relinquished it.
And then she gets to the main roster and loses.
To Charlotte. That's probably why she was undefeated.
Oh, we got to build her up, pal. Let's get her to the Royal Rumble.
So, yeah. So Charlotte says the Belair's going to beat Asuka. No disrespect to Asuka. And she says, when you win, I want you at SummerSlam. I'm next in line. And Belair says, "Oh, everybody knows that you're the beginning and the end of all lines." Very catty. So then they shake hands and
a SummerSlam match is made.
Yeah. SummerSlam match is made, and then we get an 11-second glimpse of Asuka, the champion.
Well, that's not even a takeaway. They made a match. They made a main event on SummerSlam before she'd even beat the champion.
Right.
I was like, has this even ever been done? Like, they actually set a match? Only short of showing the graphic. And the champion still is not neither one of them, and they're setting a title match.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think they're going for. Obviously, we'll get to it, but I was still under the impression that they were going to go for the triple threat, so I wasn't worried about anything at this point.
Yeah.
If anything, Asuka would have lost, and then she would get the rematch immediately, and Belair would be pissed off about that because Asuka immediately gets her rematch.
Well, I knew she wasn't losing tonight.
Right. I mean, there's still time.
There's still several weeks until SummerSlam. She makes it into SummerSlam, no doubt. Now, does she make it out of SummerSlam? That's the real question.
We'll see. So moving on, we get Pretty Deadly. And I said Edge. Was it Edge?
It's the Brawling Brutes.
Okay. Why the fuck did I write Edge? Either way, I skipped it. So there you go.
Pretty Deadly. They beat the Brawling Brutes. No, these Brawling Brutes was Sheamus and Ridge Holland. And then,
Okay.
so, something to note here, because it was ridiculous. So they said on commentary, now remember Solo attacked Ridge Holland like 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
So Ridge Holland apparently is still injured from that Samoan spike.
Okay.
So he's still still injured. Meanwhile, in the next segment, Jey Uso's walking around like there's nothing. But yeah, Ridge Holland is still injured from the spike. He's still recovering.
Well, Jey Uso's a Samoan. If anybody can heal quickly from a Samoan spike, it'd be a Samoan.
Yeah. So yeah, this plays into the end of the match because they basically they slingshot Ridge Holland on the ropes, and since his neck is still damaged, that was enough for them to get the win.
So if his neck is still hurt, why didn't Sheamus and the other one, Mouthpiece McFingerbang, do the wrestling?
Because he was in that turmoil thing, the invitational, whatever they called it.
Okay, so is a non-title match with Pretty Deadly worth maybe further injuring your injured throat?
I don't know. He doesn't think he's injured enough. I don't
Okay.
know. It's just that. But yeah, it was worth noting that he's still injured, yet Jey Uso was perfectly fine.
Well, Jey Uso's
that's
main
just
event
a
Jey
little.
Uso.
That's just a little plot holes you gotta take care of when you're booking shows.
Not at all. We'll get to that. And to get to that, we have to go through Waller backstage segment. The lady asked Waller if he's surprised that he's getting a title opportunity so soon. He says The Rock can't stop talking about him, talks about how great he is, and he's going to win the match if you smell what he's cooking.
And you might be surprised that I have no idea what this is about.
The invitational thing.
No, I mean him mentioning The Rock. Because
Oh,
usually I would say, "Well, you see," but I have no idea what this is about. So
The Rock probably tweeted something about his match, and Waller's talking about that. He probably said one thing. Oh, he can't stop talking about me. Let me get a
well,
shoey.
I'm just saying I'm usually abreast on those social media things, but I have no idea what this one's about.
Hmm. But that was the gist of
Slipping?
Waller. So then we get another Bloodline recap. Notice how we have yet to receive a Judgment Day recap.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
well, yeah. But I'm just pointing it out that there was no Raw recap on SmackDown, but there's a SmackDown recap on Raw.
Well, I am finding it funny that they're doing these recaps, yet the Bloodline segment pulled a 3 rating. So is as if, why are they doing the recap? It pulled a 3 rating, so I'm sure everybody who wanted to watch it watched it.
Right.
Like, I get, okay, you're doing a replay of Monday Night Raw because who watches Raw? But the Bloodline segment was at a 3 rating, highest rating in years. So everybody was watching it. So why are you doing a recap? Like at that point, you can just say, something about the storyline continues or something. You don't have to replay it because you had the highest rating that
I
you've
just
ever
don't.
had.
I don't know why you have to recap it on both shows.
Well, because it pulled a 3 rating.
Well, I get
That's
that,
all.
but no. Think
It's
about it
their
though.
cash cow.
The people that watch SmackDown already saw this segment last week, and the people that watch Raw that are watching SmackDown already saw this segment on the same exact recap earlier on Monday. So there's no reason to have this.
I mean, that's kind of just what I just said.
Okay.
Just you said it a little bit differently than I
I
said
said it better.
it. My
Or,
basis was off of because it was a 3 rating, so everybody who was going to see it saw it.
well, okay.
Anyway,
So we
what
get
did you
Charlotte
think?
backstage next. Um, she says before Pierce has to ask, she's leaving. She says she feels good about how she challenged Bianca Belair. Feels strongly that Belair's going to beat Asuka. No disrespect. And she's good. She's going to leave. Then Bailey and Io come with their briefcase. Might as well say their briefcase at this point because Bailey's just a part of it.
Bailey's cashing it in essentially.
Yeah. She says they feel good too. Then Charlotte comes back and she goes, you know what? On second thought, I will stay. And that was that.
Yep.
New York Zone's Zelina Vega and Bailey had a match, and I couldn't be fucked to watch it. And to my knowledge, nothing really happened in the match.
Oh, don't worry. It lasted not even 2 minutes, so you didn't miss much there.
I think, I don't know, there was some interference, but Bailey won. And then she was celebrating with Io, and Io pulls a lock of the Shotzi's hair that was cut off, and they're leaving. And then it cuts to Shotzi sitting
Hold
like,
on. Hold
oh,
on.
oh, go ahead.
Before you get into this, I just want
Oh,
you to know.
God.
I just want you to know
No, what?
that this segment went the way it did because Shotzi's sister is having to go through chemo, and this was a shaved head thing in solidarity of her sister. I just want I just want to set the baseline here before you do what you're probably about to do.
Is that it?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. You said her sister?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope her sister makes a full recovery. Cancer's awful. I don't wish that on anybody. Now, she's sitting in a fucking dirty ass bathroom with a pair of fucking hair clippers. Just, you think you think I'm scared of you? You think I'm scared? You're scared. You're scared. I'm not scared. So then she starts buzzing her hair, which I don't have a problem with her actually physically having a bald head or shaving her head or whatever. That part I don't care about. What I do care about is this was so fucking fake and phony and awful. And what solidified it was the stupid ass terrified look that Io, who has a money in the bank contract, how are we supposed to believe that she could be either Asuka or, well, probably Bianca Belair or Charlotte at this point, or Rhea Ripley, if she's fucking terrified of Shotzi because she buzzed her hair.
Well, Shotzi was crazy. She
So
cut her own hair. You can't you can't control me.
they after
She's
you.
shaving her head. I don't know. I actually thought this was a pretty good little segment here for what it is, because it is Shotzi after all.
All right.
So I thought it was pretty good. It was like a
You just want
kind of
points.
no, it was kind of horror movie vibe.
It was
I
awful.
liked it.
And the worst part is we get to see more of Shotzi later.
Well, the worst
Shotzi and
part is
Bailey are gonna have a feud.
is yes, where is this going? Where this all this means is there's going to be more Shotzi and Bailey feud,
And that
and
means by
then
proxy, Io is going to be feuding with Shotzi.
yeah,
And again, if we're supposed to buy her as a champion, she needs to be nowhere near Shotzi unless she's beating the shit out of her when she's champion. It's just my 2 cents.
yeah. Now Shotzi may, I'm gonna go completely off the side rails here. Shotzi may pull off the bald head look. You never know, right? You
Maybe.
never know. I would say I don't know. When
She
Molly
probably looked
Holly
like
had the
Tank Girl
shaved
or
head,
something. Yeah.
when Molly Holly had the shaved head, I would say it was probably still a thing.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah. She did have a shaved head.
Serena Deeb, definitely not. Luna Vachon, definitely not. But I don't think she was ever supposed to be around that. So I would say Shotzi could probably pull it off. And, she's got the goth thing. Goth people, they try to do the shaved head thing. So
No, there was a movie in the '90s called Tank Girl. I think.
Demi Moore, huh? G.I. Jane.
Oh,
There's a lot of
whoa.
there's a lot of coming there. Not for me. I mean, she did. But I'm just saying.
Let's not be talking about G.I. Jane.
Oh,
I hear that movie slapped.
you never saw it?
G.I. Jane? Oh, fuck no, I didn't see G.I. Jane.
I think she was naked in it.
Dang it. Well, if I'm going to watch, I would
think
just
there
watch
was a tit scene in
striptease.
there.
There's
Yeah,
striptease with Demi Moore. Why would I?
that's fair.
Why would I watch a movie about a woman soldier? What kind of fantasy bullshit is that? We're the dragons and unicorns.
There we go. And that's how we get there. Didn't expect that one.
Neither did I. Or that. Anyway, so where were we? Anything else on Shotzi? Or dumb fucking vignette?
I don't know. We're 50-50 booked here. I liked it. You didn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll be unanimous with the Jey Uso segment. So Jay comes out, and they actually what Jay, they be in the crowd, and he kind of works with them. He's talking about me and Jimmy. What? Went to the store. What? Always
Yeah.
separated, inseparable. What? It was always me. What? It was always Jimmy. What? We were always together. What? So yeah, so he talks about how close they were, and then he says that he respects the culture, he respects his family, he respects where he came from, he respects all of that. But he says when it comes to Roman Reigns, I'm disrespecting all of you, which I thought was he's got some good lines.
Yeah.
I got it. Well, never mind.
Tribal of the tribal chief. Well, I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner. That was a great line. I don't even think we mentioned it.
I think it's interesting how the Samoans play the the urban character better than the urban guys. If I don't know if
Well,
might,
we'll have to talk about that later.
Okay. Because I mean, they don't have the solo cups, and they're not like fucking weird with it. I don't know.
I mean, Jay had a grill.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't know that. I guess that that's kind of but it's not. He can get away with it. He's not doing the grill with the braids and the basketball jersey, and he just has a basketball. He's dribbling while he's doing a promo. Well, I'm gonna kick his ass in SummerSlam, but let me get this 3-pointer right quick.
Not yet, but he does got to get Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but yeah, and he says shit like that, and it's the delivery is very New Jack City. I like it. I'm not shitting on it. I just That's how I would like a black superstar to be, or in my head that's what it is. Moving on, anyway. Put my foot in my mouth. So Jey says
You said you were
that
moving.
yeah, I know. I lost my place.
Oh.
So Jey says he's going to spank Solo, and then he says you're looking at the real head of the table. His name is Main Event Jey Uso. So then Solo and Heyman come out. Heyman says that Solo is there only to enforce the peace. Heyman says that Roman and Jey will be face to face next week to go over the rules of engagement. Because, of course, they have to say something stupid. Or call it something stupid, rather.
Yeah, I don't quite know what that means, but it. I like that they're playing like, in this family we have like these bylaws you have to go by, and
Right.
next week we're going to discuss those bylaws. Like, oh, you'll have your competitive match, but you have to play by the bylaws of the Samoan family.
Of the
The NOI, yeah.
scrolls.
And then I hope they do something like outlandish, like if they're gonna do it, like just go like extreme with it. They have to come out and they got like body paint and they're rushing in like a pig slop. I don't know why pig slop. That's probably racist.
Or they have a second that puts like their hand in pig blood and put it on their faces.
Yeah, they
Okay.
got the
Yeah.
pig roasting on the background.
Yeah.
Little fire. The pig is cooking in the
Oh,
fire,
an
and then
inferno match.
they have to fight in front of the roasting pig, and then the family's all back there doing the haka.
Uh-huh. What the fuck?
The whole time they had to do that. Oh, oh.
So you have the roasting pig in the middle of the ring, and there's a fire around the ring, and the entire Samoan family is doing the haka.
Yeah,
Okay.
all while they're fighting, and
While they're fighting with
then
pig
they go
blood
like,
paint.
yeah, and then they go like full Black Panther, and Roman Reigns has to drink. They each have to drink the serum, which I don't know, which is obviously pig's blood. Okay.
All right. So Heyman says the way that Jey displays his anger is more and more like a tribal chief. And Heyman says, you're right to Solo, even though Solo doesn't say anything. He's like, you're right, Solo. You're right. So Heyman tells Jey that what happened to Jimmy was his fault. And he then screams to Jimmy, Jimmy, if you can hear me, it's your favorite Juso. Yeah?
Yeah, that's what he said.
You're in the hospital right now because of Jey.
He was in the what?
Hospital?
Yeah.
Oh,
But Vince
instead of
McMahon.
medical facility?
Yeah. But Vince McMahon's in charge, so
Yeah.
where's the community on that one?
Heyman says, I don't know how Jimmy will ever forgive you, but your parents won't. I won't. Roman Reigns won't. And Solo, he asks for the mic. He grabs the microphone or takes the microphone from Heyman, calmly walks over to Jey. He says, what happened to Jimmy? That's on you. I'll never forgive you either. So then Jey slugs Solo, and they just start fighting. Then Jey super kicks Solo, and he turns his sights on Heyman. Heyman is groveling. And it's really sad that as slow as Jey was walking, Heyman cannot get out of the ring fast enough.
Oh, he was scared.
Okay.
He was stuck.
Sure he was. It was fear. So then Solo attacks before Jey can strike. And Solo goes for a spike, and Jey gets the advantage. And he ends up Did he toss Solo out of the ring?
I don't remember. We'll go with that.
Okay. So then at some point, Heyman comes in with a chair, and Jey turns around and super kicks him. And that gets a huge pop because Heyman rarely gets touched, which
Yep.
is an old school manager heel heat thing. And it's great. And Heyman's twitching. He sells it great. And then Jey turns and dives on the Solo from outside the ring. And I thought, holy fuck, was this great. Then after that, Jey comes back into the ring and he's going to hit Heyman with the chair, but Solo runs in and he takes the chair shot for Heyman. And so
Yep.
now you have Jey dominating the Enforcer, the baddest Samoan in the bloodline. And it's going
Well,
to,
it is his brother.
yeah. But earlier, I mean, especially at the tag team match, that Solo was whooping both of their asses.
Yeah. But it's
So
his brother.
now,
It's like
okay.
big brother thing.
But now, yeah, it makes that Roman match a little bit more interesting. They're definitely building Jey up right.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think this might be a classic. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you for sure that the story is going to be there in the match.
Yeah, of course.
Get your popcorn. You know, everybody online is like, "Oh, this is cinema." That's what the new buzzword is.
Do we think
This
Jimmy's turning on Jey
No. When?
at SummerSlam?
No, I think Solo's going to cost Jey. And then, yeah, I think it's going to be a Solo interference. That's going to cost it.
I
And they did also say Jimmy's out for the foreseeable future.
right.
So
So can I throw this out there?
go ahead.
So Roman and Jey, they have their match, right?
Mhm.
Roman's on the verge of defeat, like he's been, multiple times. Solo comes in for the interference. Jey neutralizes him with a super kick. Heyman does something. Jey neutralizes him with a super kick. So now it's just him and Roman. He's got Roman. This is it. This is the end of the reign. So then Jimmy comes in. And he's looking at Roman. And you think that he wants to be there with Jey to celebrate the downfall of Roman Reigns' reign. But then he turns and he super kicks Jey. And you later find out that he does indeed blame Jey for being in the fucking hospital. Roman's words got to him.
I mean, that would be a nice little twist. And it would definitely get. I mean, I don't know how else to put this, but you know, Jay is a little bit ahead of Jimmy, so it would give Jimmy a little bit more if you do that.
Well, that way you can that gets you a line to the Usos at WrestleMania.
Like 1-on-1.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then that strengthens the bloodline, that carries on that story.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So, yeah,
Just
I can
throwing
see
that
that
out there.
happening. I can definitely see that happening. But I think it'll be Solo that costs the match.
Okay. We'll see what happens. It might not happen exactly how I say it, but I do think Jimmy will be involved somehow.
Yeah.
And I think he will cost Jey the match somehow. but I could be wrong. Could be Solo too. Anything else on that?
No, it's obviously what's carrying SmackDown.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
can't wait to see what happens next.
Well, what happens next is Styles, Escobar, Mouthpiece, McFingerbang, and Grayson Waller for the U.S. title invitational something or other. Now, this confused the fuck out of me. And it might be my fault because I did do a lot of forwarding. By forward, I mean skip. Because they were talking about another 4-way match.
Yeah, so this
And
four-way match, the winner of it will take on the winner of next week's Fatal Four-Way match, and then that winner gets Austin Theory.
okay. Because the way that I thought that this was a fatal 4-way match, and then the winner of this one, they face Austin Theory, and then they announced another fatal 4-way match. So I'm like, what are they just doing fatal 4-way matches for Theory now? Is that just going to be the thing? So, okay. Anyway, I honestly thought that Waller was going to win this. I thought it was a shoe-in.
I did too, especially since he just went toe to toe with Edge.
Right. And the match, to be honest with you, was pretty eh. I didn't think there was anything special about it. Now, near the end of the match, there is a video feed of Karrion fucking Cross beating up both Drew Gallows and Carl Anderson while Scarlett is sitting and laughing. Karrion then turns to the camera and says, "We are not done." Are
Yes.
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he's not done getting beat.
So, okay, a couple things. Am I supposed to believe that Karrion Cross he has no problem taking on both Drew Gallows and Carl Anderson by himself, but AJ Styles gets him every time?
Just beat him in under 2 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe he got the jump on them.
And AJ Styles is already 2 matches on him. It's 2-1. So if Karrion Cross wins, it's 2-2. That means he'd have to wrestle him twice. No. Why are we going back to this?
I don't know. I thought we had moved on. But apparently Cross needs more beatings.
All right. So the match, Escobar wins. Surprise, surprise. Seriously, surprise, surprise. Because I didn't think he was the last one I thought was going to win.
Yeah, I was just thinking, that that LWO group sure are a bunch of jobbers. Zelina,
Mm-hmm.
she loses like every match she's in.
Good. She lied
Escobar, he loses a lot.
about where she's from.
Rey Mysterio is not even on the show.
Yeah, he
And
was. He was
then,
on.
well, he was this week, but he hasn't been on the show, and he's supposed to be the leader.
I don't know what to tell you.
Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro, where are they even at? So,
Well, I would say that Escobar is not beating Theory, but I don't want to be wrong twice in one segment. So we'll just save that for the predictions.
well, he's
Anything
not even
else?
making it to SummerSlam.
Who, Theory?
No, Escobar.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Oh, right. Okay, I got you. So the OC, we follow up with them backstage, and I guess Mia Yim was involved in the beating as well. So, did Cross whoop her ass as well? Because Scarlett was
No,
just sitting there.
Scarlett.
Okay.
I guess she had already taken care of Mia Yim.
Nah, I'm gonna
But
pretend that was Karen
no,
Cross.
I did
Karen,
think at first. I did think as Mia Yim is holding her head, I'm like, wow, he got her too. I was like, oh yeah, Scarlett's there.
I think, nah, Karen Cross got them all.
There you go.
It's a TikTok, Mia.
You get the. Never
You get the
mind.
worst of it. So then Styles says, Cross is right. This isn't over. And I fucking hate everybody involved in this. I really do.
I guess it gives. Well, first of all, so much dirt cheats for Cross being injured, and I guess it gives them something to do, which is nothing but something.
I guess. I just wish it was something different. I mean, because his only trajectory is to
Yeah,
lose. Because if he wins, he's got to
pretty
win
much.
again.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's not even, the only match he won was a tag team match. So he's not even competitive in the singles environment with him. Just makes no sense to me. Anyway, we get the Street Profits in a parking lot. And they walk to a limo. They're looking for somebody, right? So this limo pulls up. And the door opens. And Bobby Lashley's back. I was excited to see him. I was wondering about him, like I said earlier. So the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, they get in the limo and they talk business. So it looks like we have the beginnings of another group.
Yes. And boy, do they look like a legit group so
Really?
far. We only did one thing. All they did was dap each other up, but I don't know. They're them in their suits. I mean, Doc was in a sweatshirt. He was kind of dressed down, but they're in the suits, long limousine, probably the finest champagne or cognac,
Yeah,
a
but
little bit of hypnotic.
Bobby Lashley's so articulate.
He's
And the street the Street Profits are not articulate, especially the Dawson guy. I couldn't understand
boy,
a
he's not.
goddamn word they were saying. Which is good. I mean, it was authentic and stuff. I mean, I believe that they were talking. I believe that that's how he would talk in a parking lot with his friend. You know, it didn't seem forced and phony.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has potential.
We'll see. I think he's the weakest link for sure. He'll be the one getting all the pins.
Oh, maybe they don't need to be getting pinned. Maybe they build this as a big
They will
group.
if they go against Imperium or into Sheer. Yeah, they'll have to.
Well, that's different. They're on SmackDown. Those are Raw people.
That
Just
doesn't
leave
mean
it that
anything.
way. You don't need to be breaking down the logic.
All right. So after that, Rey Mysterio, Cameron Grimes, and Sheamus say some shit about how they're going to win their Fatal 4-Way match and beat Theory. And then LA Knight, he comes out. He has the other three. They had a like a little video package that was maybe 15 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds each, something like that. LA Knight actually comes out with a microphone. And he says that he's coming for Theory's title. And he says you can call him the megastar, you can call him the GOAT, but sooner or later you're going to be calling him champ. Yeah.
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 Now, he
Oh,
did make a good callback.
I was trying to do a
Well,
what thing with you. You've been wanting to do that forever.
oh, did I
You
miss
missed
it?
it. You missed it. You fucked up. Good.
It wasn't a what thing. Anyway, it wasn't a
Yeah,
what thing.
yeah. Dude, we could have yeah.
I know, but if we have to say something
Like
and then
mock.
yeah,
Yeah. Ing. Yeah.
no, that's not a what thing.
Yeah.
You're talking about a totally different thing now.
No, it's not. We were yapping. We could have yapped back and
You just
forth
wanted to sing
like
a
fucking
song.
idiots. No, nothing to do with it. I was just saying the yeah, yeah, yeah part.
Well,
Whatever. You messed up. You messed up single handedly. So
this is different.
go ahead. Continue.
I don't know if I was gonna say.
Good.
LA Knight gets a huge pop, blows the roof off the building, as he always does. Uh, and yeah, he's everybody else got their little backstage thing, and he got a in ring segment, or not in ring, but on ramp segment, because they know who the star. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. They know who the star is, but he made a reference to his like everybody wants to talk about LA Knight so you can get your clicks and your likes, which was a good I don't know reference or whatever because this week like LA Knight just popped up everywhere. There was like people were sharing like stuff of LA Knight in his WWE run, LA Knight in a Domino's pizza commercial.
It used to be Ellie or Eli Drake.
Yeah, he's LA Knight yet now. But
Right.
they just like apparently he was in a TV show and they got that clip too.
Hmm.
So it's just like all these clips of like different places he's been on TV, which was so that was like a trending thing this
Yeah.
week. So he made reference to that.
He's pretty
And
popular.
they also have made reference to Kevin Nash because for some reason Kevin Nash has it out against this guy, and I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is because it's getting him attention.
That's all it is.
But for some reason, Kevin Nash he says what we all have said is that LA Knight is kind of taking inspiration. I'll leave anybody to say how heavy that inspiration is. Direct inspiration from The Rock. Kevin Nash said that on his show, and he got a lot of flack for it. I don't know why. I didn't read all the comments, but we already knew that, so I don't know what people were arguing.
I don't know. I think he's more of a throwback than a because Nash, if I'm not mistaken, Nash said he was a clone or a ripoff. Um,
Yeah,
now it's you can't argue that he's obviously inspired, but I think that's where it ends. He's just inspired. I think he's completely different from The Rock and Austin. I think the only similarity he has to Austin is maybe like we said last week, his swagger and his vest. But I think he's making his own thing, at least to me.
I mean, I could see the direct inspiration. Kevin Nash pretty much said all that was missing, like especially during his Logan Paul thing
Hmm.
promo. He's like, all that's missing is him telling Logan Paul to turn it sideways, that piece of paper, because he told him here's the direction to shove it up your ass or something. I don't
Yeah,
know, but now Kevin Nash said all that was missing was him to telling him to turn it sideways. So yeah, Kevin Nash had some vendetta against LA Knight. He doubled down even this week. Now this week he said uh, there's a reason he didn't get over in any other company, which it wasn't even a true statement. So there's that. He did get over in NWA. He did get over in what
TNA.
was he in Impact TNA whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk too much to that because I never watched TNA, but I can tell you he was over in NWA.
Look, Kevin Nash is he's known for being the guy standing next to the guy. So he's the guy that stood next to Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall.
Right.
I can't. Can you think of a really good Kevin Nash match?
No?
But I can think of a really good Scott Hall match or a really good Hulk Hogan match.
True.
So
Yeah.
just saying.
Kevin Nash, everything I could tell you about him was not in the ring.
Yeah,
Like
he had
the
good
turn on Shawn
moments,
Michaels.
and
The
obviously he was part of history.
Yeah, turning on Shawn Michaels, throwing Rey Mysterio into the crate like a lawn dart.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. The
He got his neck
finger
broken
poke.
by the Giant.
Yeah. Like, yeah, everything is not ring related. Wrestling
Right.
match.
So there you go.
I could tell you about a wrestling match. Came back and tried to run across the ring and like blew out his knee.
Oh, he beat Bob
He was
Backlund
just
and
laying there.
he right.
7 seconds.
Yeah. I forgot about his pop knee. Ah!
Yeah, and then like the whole match
So,
was just stopped because he was laying. That's not funny, but it is. And yeah, he beat Bob Backlund. Wasn't even on TV. That
yeah,
was
but
in a house show, and then they had to replay it.
he squashed him. And it was great because Bob Backlund crawled all the way back to the locker room.
Yeah.
So there's that. There you go, Kevin.
Yeah, there you go.
So we get to our main event. They've been building it up. They've actually done a pretty good job of building it up, I will say. Even though, no disrespect, Asuka has been shit on this entire feud.
Yes, she has.
So immediately, Bailey and Io come out, showing that they purchased a ticket, just like Belair did last week. And eventually, Charlotte comes out too, and she also purchased a ticket. Now, at any point, did they say that they were sold out? I'm just curious.
I was asking, where are they getting these tickets from? Because usually the ticket booth closed down like when the show starts. So how are they getting these tickets? Are they buying
Right.
it from scalpers? Huh?
That'd be
Like
the
they're
only
scalping,
logical thing.
they're scalping tickets.
Just weird. Well, I could see Bailey and Io doing that because they're heels.
Yeah, but where's Charlotte getting her tickets?
Right.
She's meeting someone in
Well,
the parking lot with the hoodie on.
Adam Pierce had one printed especially for her right then and there because it's Charlotte. So I like how Wade Barrett says Bianca. Bianca.
He's doing the best he can with what he's got.
No, I like it.
His British accent.
Bianca. Oh, you have Bianca over here using her strength. So the match overall was good. I think as far as Asuka and Belair go, this is probably like the best of their matches, at least from what I've seen. I remember their first match; it was basically all Belair, and Asuka just looked like a child. The second one, it was okay. They just seemed to have some rhythm issues, if I'm remembering it correctly. But this one was actually really good. I thought they both had their ups and downs as far as offense. And eventually, Bianca does a kiss of death to Asuka on the announce table. So then Bailey and Io take out Bianca Belair. And then Charlotte comes out to stop them, which she does. And then she goes after Bailey. And as Charlotte's taking out Bailey, Io taunts Belair with her briefcase. And then Charlotte goes to spear Io from behind, which would get her in the spine and cripple her. Nobody ever thinks about that. But Io misses, or Io dodges at the last second, causing Charlotte to miss, and she hits Belair with the spear instead. So then Io hits Charlotte in the face with her briefcase, and then she grabs Asuka and drags her into the ring to cash in her Money in the Bank contract. And the ref is an idiot because they're trying to hand her the briefcase, and she's pointing at the belt, and they're trying to hand her the briefcase, and she's pointing at the belt, and then she finally just lightly takes the belt or the briefcase, but then Asuka gets up and spits in Bailey's eyes and runs
Yep,
away.
gave her time to recover.
That is just really weird to me and awkward and stupid.
Well, first of all, you can't cash in on that. Like how they were trying to cash in, you can't even do that. Like
What do you mean?
all the cash ins, she was trying to cash in from the top rope so that the bell rings over the moonsault and you get the win. You can't do that. You have to give the champion the time to get up. So that wasn't even a valid cash in anyway.
How is that any different from waiting in the corner for them to get up for a spear?
Well, I'm saying I mean, yeah, that's what's happening, but you still have to give them time to get up to their
I don't
feet.
know. If the bell rings,
You can't just,
it's all
yeah,
fair game.
you can't just start at the top rope and then cash.
No, I think that's brilliant. Ring it, come on. So yeah, I think the ref looked like an idiot, and the show fades to black with Io and Bailey screaming at each other. Io's, Bailey, why did you do that?
Asuka's laughing outside the ring. Bianca Belair. By the way, she did sell that spear beautifully. Give her credit there. And then Charlotte Flair's looking along too. So maybe this is turning into a fatal four way match. And they add EO into the mix. But I
Man,
still
I
think
don't
it's a triple
know.
threat. I'm
I
saying
mean,
you could, but I still see
yeah.
it as being a triple threat.
Well, you said the fatal four way last week, and I dismissed it immediately. But now the EOs tried to cash in twice and failed. I don't know. It's just they're already disrespecting Asuka. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just fucking let Charlotte and Belair do their thing first. They can come back to Asuka.
I know. What about Bianca Belair versus Charlotte Flair? The winner then gets to take on the champion.
No, you don't want to do that. You want to have a
Like,
clunky three-way match.
I want you guys to go out there and beat your asses, and then whoever stands tall, now you've got a problem in the champion.
And then you can focus on the champion properly.
Yeah, like
Just-
what did Gunther say back in what was it WrestleMania? You have the chance to earn my respect.
right.
And
Does anybody
then I
want
beat you.
this?
So yeah, that would make the most sense is do it that way. But it's looking more and more like it's either going to be a triple threat or a fatal four way.
Yeah, my money's on a triple threat.
I do think that yes, unfortunately for Asuka, I see that maybe we get a triple threat. Charlotte Flair wins, and then same night, so Charlotte Flair wins, and that gets her to whatever she's at, number 15 title reign, because they're trying to get to the 16-time champion so they can tie her dad. So that's 15. EO immediately cashes in. So she gets her 15. EO cashes in, and now she gets a rematch against EO because she was the last champion, and then now you can get your 16.
Ugh.
And then that's a little cheap heat to get her 16th title reign. and then she can, retire or whatever she wants to do. It. Get her 16. Oh no, she has to get 17 so she can actually beat her dad.
Of course.
And they weren't going to let John Cena do it. Remember, John Cena was close, and then that dude interfered. I forgot who it was. The celebrity guy. I want to say it was Kevin Federline.
Who knows? I don't know.
But yeah, so that's their cheap way. I can see that's their cheap way to get her to 16. She wins, she gets cashed in on, then she gets a rematch because she got cashed in on.
Guess we'll just have to find out
And then, yeah. And then, of course, we miss our moment of having Io versus Asuka 1-on-1.
again.
Gets more and more further away from us, as though we are so close to it.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Asuka beat Belair and Charlotte, and then Io just do the honorable thing and cash her briefcase in face to face. And they just have a fucking proper match.
Yeah. No tricks. I'm cashing it in straight up.
I've tried to do the sneak attack thing, but that's not working. So let's just do it this way. I'm going to beat you. I like that better than this, what we're watching. See, we should be bookers. It'd be easy. Anybody can do it.
I can tell you I can book better than what they've done. Of course, I would need help on the storylines, but I don't need to be in the weeds like Vince McMahon. I'd be above the weeds or around the weeds. I'd be sitting on the lawn watching someone else take care of the weeds.
But that is this week in wrestling.
That is. And we, programming note, we have dropped the NXT thing.
In case anybody was missing it.
Yeah, so if you're waiting for an NXT review, it's no more.
Until NXT gets something worth talking about. Like we'll cover, the big matches like Seth Rollins defending his title, that type of stuff. And if they happen to get somebody that's worth following, but at least speaking strictly for myself, I can't do it. It's bad enough watching Raw sometimes. Monday Night Judgment Day.
Well, for me, I'm seeing that I'm settling on like, even though I didn't watch the last one, but watching their like gimmick pay-per-view things,
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-views, and then the TV pay-per-view things. I've been watching those. Not that I didn't watch some Great American Bash, but before that,
there's just nobody that
Valentine's
like.
Day one. Yeah, it's so hard. Oh, yeah, it's so hard to get into. But yeah, never mind. I think that got reversed. So I was gonna say the Creed brothers, they lost a loser leave town match, but apparently they're still on NXT. So
Yeah, they came back with masks.
Yeah, I thought they were going to the main roster, but apparently not. They're just now wearing masks.
Yep, that's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Booker of the Year, they say.
Oh boy.
But it does have good stories. No, I take that back. Not good stories. Like I said, I do praise that everything has a story. So from top to bottom, depending, it doesn't saying they're the best stories. I'm just saying top to bottom, you have a story. But I think if you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments. If you agree with anything, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, we're trying to get to 500 by SummerSlam. Let's see if we can do that. Probably not, but Only you guys can let us get us there. So hit the button if you can, or if you won't want to. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Was there anything else?
You better hit that button or I will fuck you in the ass and make you humble.
Okay, there you go. And on that note, until next time.